Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Captain Gary speaking. I would like to thank you for choosing to ride with Ride Talk today. We are just making some final checks before we depart the station. It's a beautiful sunny day in Melbourne today. It is currently 15 degrees and we have a light breeze with 0% chance of rain. Today we will be flying through Richmond, then to Melbourne City. We will be taking a look at Hosier Lane, a popular street art spot in Melbourne, and also degrave Street, and then afterwards making our way to Port Melbourne Skatepark. Our final destination should have you there in 27 minutes. There doesn't seem to be any delays today, so please sit back, enjoy the ride, and on behalf of myself and the crew, we thank you for choosing Ride Talk. Alright guys, we are back with another video, and we are just starting off in Richmond today and riding towards the city. This is Victoria Street, and yeah, pulled up in front of me, just right at the beginning is this guy, and he has a little converted e-postie bike. I'm pretty sure this is an old postie bike, so yeah, Australian post bike that they deliver mail on, but he repurposed it as kind of like an Uber Eats mobile. And yeah, he's got a hub up front with the battery pack on the back, you can see. But yeah, seems like he's going pretty good on it, pretty fast. Nothing too crazy, but it does the job. You can see his Uber bag up the front there. I try to get a good shot of it here. But yeah, I think you can pick up these as Ozpost is starting to repurpose their old bikes and they're switching up to the newer ones. But yeah, it's good to see the old ones being repurposed for sure. I thought today I could show you some touristy spots or more famous spots in Melbourne. We're going to hit up Hosier Lane, which is famous for street art. A lot of people go there, a lot of tourists are always there, so it'll be good to check out if people that aren't from Melbourne or not from Australia. I think it'll be pretty interesting. And then also degrave's Street has a lot of coffee shops there, one of the more popular streets that tourists go to again. Normally I don't go to these places just because it's too busy or whatever, but yeah, I thought it'd be cool to show you guys. But yeah, it's a ripper day today in Melbourne. We've had some rain and wind or whatever, it's been bad, but I'm glad it kind of cleared up and I can just go out for a ride and a skate. Here we're just passing Richmond, where a lot of the Viet community is, Vietnamese community. Here you can see the postie bike a little bit better, and he's repping the full helmet as well. But yeah, you can see a lot of the restaurants and stuff here, a lot of graffiti, a little bit more rundown, but yeah, still got good food here. But yeah, with the guy with the helmet, some of the e-bikes helmet that they use now is kind of like a full helmet with a full shield, which is pretty good. I think pretty helpful. I think the only thing that it might be bad about it is it might get too hot. But yeah, it's probably pretty good with the full visor. I always think about getting one for the e-bike, but yeah, it's kind of bit of a full commitment wearing a full bowl. And here more of the restaurants again. I know I said it's the Viet community, but yeah, there's obviously other Asian communities here as well. But yeah, here as we go a little bit further up, we're almost at Richmond Station, North Richmond Station. That's where I take the train to go up to Reservoir Skatepark. You might have seen that before. But here, this road, Victoria Street, gets pretty busy because it turns into this kind of 6-lane road, or I guess like 3-lane on this side. So it gets super busy up here. But what I'm going to do is kind of say bye to my friend and then go and then take a left, get off the main road. He thought it was too busy, so I just went the busy route and he went on the footpath. Yeah, better to be safe than sorry, I guess. So yeah, this is kind of the busy road. It goes all the way into the city, but yeah, usually there's a lot of cars, so we're just going to hang a left here, and then up here I'm going to take a right, and you can see that cool cargo bike in the background we're gonna try to catch up to it to see what it looks like. I was pretty pumped. You don't really see those type of cargo bikes out too much in this area, so I was kind of keen to see it. Here's the path that's parallel, and you can see that it's a closed off bike path, which is pretty cool. And then you have like parks and stuff around here. But yeah, basically there's just this main uphill. You might have seen from my stories, there's like people tend to park in the bike lanes in Melbourne or stop in the bike lanes, but I think that person is picking up just someone a bit older with a wheelchair and stuff. So yeah, sometimes you gotta just kind of gauge or be more lenient on what people are trying to do. But yeah, here it is. Here's the little cargo bike. It's I think it says fantastic plants on it, so it's kind of carrying plants in the front. But what I realized was that in this lane in particular, I realized I couldn't really go past it because I had my skateboard on my bike as well. So with the both of us, it does get a little bit too wide. But yeah, I think it's just this bike lane. Usually bike lanes are a little bit wider than this section. And you can see there's another commuter going to work, trying to get some watts in. But yeah, this pretty cool cargo bike, 3-wheeler, has a big area at the front, good for promo, I'm sure. Fantastic plants. Pretty sure it's running 20-inch wheels, either 20-inch on the back and 16s up front, but I feel like you would design it with all 20s just to make it easier. And yeah, you'll be able to see it. I got on the footpath here just to show you guys a bit better. Yeah, I did what I can. And then yeah, here it's basically downhill now, straight into the city. I've taken this path before, but I'm going to take a slightly different route. I'm going to take a left up here. But yeah, summer's just around the corner in Melbourne, and we can almost feel it. So looking forward to more sunny days. I've been pumped lately just because it's been rainy on and off the last few weeks. Yeah, waiting for like that sunshine, and I think it's actually meant to get pretty hot today. It started off a little cold, but yeah, it's meant to warm up to 26 degrees today. So yeah, gonna check how that kind of feels. But yeah, beautiful day today, no clouds in the sky at all. We just passed the Parliament building on the left. That's where people get married and stuff, and I'm sure other legal things go on there. And Parliament Station's just on the left. There's an old skate spot there that people skate, and yeah, I think the guy Stokes channel recently made an edit of it, and yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty fun watch. Here we're just going straight again. We're going to take one of the side streets, and it basically just goes all the way down to Hosier Lane, so we're going to take that. On the left is another big park. These lanes I think may be a bit hard to ride because there's no dedicated bike lane, but yeah, kind of just use your judgment. Should be should be pretty simple. And then yeah, just going down here, this is Flinders Lane. It basically has just, I guess, buildings, a lot of corporate buildings on either side, so you always got to watch out for cars and people walking out. It's pretty tight, just a one-lane car, and there's always seems to be construction as well. I remember going past here and it just smelled like concrete. But then yeah, you can just kind of blitz through. It is pretty fun because it's all kind of downhill as well. But yeah, you can see here more construction going on as well. Bit of a tight squeeze there, so I decided to wait. Yeah, sometimes when I got my board and the wider bars or whatever, I try not to push it too much because I'm not really in a rush anyway. So yeah, no need to cause stress. But yeah, you can see before back there with the side, you can see some of the Christmas decorations starting to go up. I'm sure we'll probably see some more in the city as well. But yeah, it's getting to that time again. It's always cool to see how the city changes when the year changes. But yeah, I was thinking we could also ride up Swanston Street and then down back Elizabeth Street just to see what's going on. But here, yeah, here it is, Hosier Lane, pretty close, and you can see a bunch of people here already. So I'm gonna try to get some shots. But yeah, overall, it wasn't too busy today. You can see there is still a bunch of people, maybe like 30 people, but usually it's like jam-packed out. There's some days where you can't even walk through, especially like if you have a bike or something. But yeah, it's quite a popular spot. I think today was a weekday, so definitely less people out. But yeah, basically this spot, it's free for all. I think it's technically you can just do whatever. There's no rules, but I think technically, you need permission from the building for it to be legal. But it's kind of like, I think everyone knows it's kind of like an anything goes area. So yeah, if you want to pull up and do your thing, you're more than welcome. Yeah, you can also see kind of spreads out to the outer lanes a little bit and the stairwell. But yeah, a lot of art around. It seems to be kind of like a rotating kind of gallery type thing or art wall. Like people just, it always changes, so there's always new things up. Again, I think because it's anything goes, like you can kind of just do whatever. But yeah, obviously, I'm sure there's some rules that people follow, but yeah, with graffiti, I guess, or well, my take on it is anything goes, especially if this is a a legal spot. But yeah, I'll let people have their own opinions on it. You can see there's a wide range of stuff, like it's not just like spray paint. There's like stickers, posters, tons of kind of stuff, and then also a wide range of levels as well, as you can see. But yeah, I think overall it is pretty cool. Whether or not you like it, it's kind of cool that it's all concentrated in one place, and it is in kind of the heart in Melbourne. I know a lot of other cities probably don't have this, so it's kind of cool to see it. I think in Melbourne we're also spoiled because we see it a lot everywhere else, so it's not I guess, like, doesn't have that shock factor to it. But yeah, I could imagine if you came out of town and you saw it, you'd be like, whoa, this is crazy. And then yeah, I think there's like restaurants and stuff, a little cameo of me in the reflection. But yeah, mostly tourists in this area, or today. Just I think I heard some French people, some Asian people, maybe some people from Europe as well. A comparison I like to make, it's like this spot is kind of like a skate park instead of skating street or whatever. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear if you're like a grapher or you're artist, like what you actually think of it, or maybe you're indifferent to it. But yeah, we're basically at a Hosier Lane there, and I'm just going to ride to kind of Fed Square now and ride up Swanston Street just to check out what's going on in the city. This is the road was too busy, so I decided to just cut across here, just at Fed Square. You can see those stairs on the left. Kind of want to do those one day. I think it'd be pretty fun. Always see them when I go past. They've always had construction here for a little bit now. I think they're still working on the station. I think I might have covered it in the previous video back, but yeah, still working on the station on the right here. But yeah, basically just looping around. You can see there's restaurants and stuff. And then up ahead here is Flinders Street Station. Busy as normal. You can see all the people out and about. And then we're just going to take a right over here onto Swanston Street. Just cut this lane. And yeah, check out what's going on. Yeah, so I might have mentioned it in my previous video, but Swanston Street, there's no cars allowed on Swanston Street anymore unless you're a service vehicle, so it makes it quite nice to kind of ride up and down. It's quite busy still, just with the people in the trams and stuff, but yeah, one less thing to worry about. And then here we got a little commuter setup going in front of us. Got the 2 panna bags. I think the orb light bags, orb lead bags. But yeah, they're like waterproof bags, and they seem like they go pretty good. But yeah, this is kind of like the typical commuter. I think the back rack with the 2 pannas, can't go wrong. And then yeah, you can see kind of all the Christmas tree there, and the messenger over there. I was looking at his bike and we made eye contact, so I had to say hi. You know how it goes. But yeah, they got all the Christmas decorations up now, and then this street, this Burke Street, outside of Myers, they got the windows, the Christmas windows, kind of like the Macy windows. They do them up every year, and they have a little display inside the glass or whatever. It's kind of cool to check out if you're into that type of stuff. But yeah, kind of like dioramas or yeah, stuff like model stuff. I think it's kind of cool. Just people building. Yeah, I'm kind of into that stuff when people build anything with their hands. And yeah, Swanston Street isn't super busy today. It seems pretty chill actually. Not that many people out. There is people out, of course, but yeah, not as many as usual. I think probably because it's a little bit early in the day. But yeah, definitely you can see a lot of trucks. I think the trucks are doing their garbage rounds today, so missing out on that fresh air. And then here we got the State Library on the right, and then yeah, this is where it probably gets a little bit more jam-packed. Got the big shopping mall on the left here. But yeah, I like how they kind of raised this area. I think it's called like an elevated station or something like that. But the ground used to be lower, so you'd have to like kind of climb up onto the older style trams. People maybe might not know that. But yeah, this makes it easier when the ground's slightly higher. And then yeah, we're just going to take a left down here, head to Elizabeth Street. The Elizabeth Street is parallel to Swanston, and then we're just going to ride back down to degraves and check out degrave, see how busy it is today. But yeah, this is the mall on the left. It goes all the way on this block. You can see it's quite big. But yeah, good to check out if you're into shopping or whatever. I think that's what people come to the city for. And then yeah, just flying down here, taking the left. I always take it wide here in case people cross the street or whatever when they're not looking. People probably don't follow the lights as much in the city, I think. On the left side of Elizabeth Street, you got the big malls that kind of run along the whole block and onto the next block actually. And then on the right hand side, you have all kind of the smaller shops. I remember there used to be like an Army and Navy store, and then yeah, some moped stores, some e-bike stores now. Some of the older stores are on the right, and then all the newer stores, all big department stores on the left. But yeah, riding along here, you can see the difference between this and Swanston Street. It's a lot tighter here. Cars parked on the left, cars running on the right of you, and then the bike lane is also quite thin when there is one. But yeah, definitely still rideable. You just got to be a bit more careful. It's not too bad actually if you don't go too fast. And then here we're reaching Burke Street again, and yeah, where I talked about the kind of Macy windows or the Maya windows. Maybe it's called David Jones now, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, we're just passing that here. The tram actually goes up and down here, and cars can't go into that area as well. And then here we're starting to get closer to degraves. Degraves is like a famous coffee spot where there's lots of cafes. It's a kind of like a laneway or a small street where people like to hang out, and I think there's restaurants there. Actually, on the left of this block, there's all these little small lanes that you can kind of check out. Usually they have like boutique stores or stuff like that, kind of hidden away, which is pretty cool. You can kind of explore the city that way. But yeah, I think degraves is a pretty well known one. People often visit it if they're from out of town or they're tourists or whatever. It's a spot to check out. Here we're just crossing Collins Street. Collins Street leads you up to kind of all the the business buildings. I used to have to take it up there when I used to work here. Used to catch the, I think 109 or something like that, all the way to Port Melbourne. But yeah, it was pretty much a straight shot to Southern Cross. Here I'm just getting on foot a little bit, just to kind of cut up this one-way street so I'm not riding against the one up. But yeah, you can see all the smaller boutique shops, more expensive shops, I would say. I guess anywhere around here rent would be pretty expensive, so yeah, definitely costs a little bit just to have a spot here. And then yeah, degraves is right here. You can see the sign, degrave street. I don't remember that cocoa black being here, but they must have changed hands. But yeah, here you can see they got that big eating section in the middle and people just hanging out. Even today it's a weekday, and I think pretty early, but you can see almost all the tables are filled. Kind of gives me like a super European kind of vibe with those chairs and just the round tables, people like eating out. But yeah, it actually doesn't go for that long, but it's pretty popular. I'd say on the weekend and stuff, this is like completely packed, and you probably couldn't ride your bike through, but yeah, it's lucky I could today just to kind of show you guys. And yeah, here's some boutique shops left and right, like ice cream stores, gelato stores, coffees and that kind of stuff. And then yeah, that's it up Degrave Street. So basically what we're going to do now is ride a little bit away from the city and go to Port Melbourne for a little skate. I've been there before, but yeah, such a nice day, I thought I hit it up again. We're just riding on Flinders Street, and on the left is Flinders Street Station, the big station where the trains go out from if you want to go to the burbs or whatever, or you want to go to a different city, you can catch a train from there. And yeah, just kind of riding along here. It was good for me just to kind of get out of the business. I like it in small doses, but yeah, after a while, if there's too many people, I'd rather just ride out. But yeah, it was good to see. I always like seeing what's going on in the city, and with the bike it's kind of cool because you can just go in and out pretty quickly, especially in Melbourne. Here we're just going to cut across the bridge of this river, and then just over here you can see this is kind of I guess you'd call it South Melbourne. I basically used to work in South Melbourne, and South Melbourne is a little bit more away from the city. They have their own little main strip and shops and stuff and all kind of that jazz, but yeah, it's still close enough to the city where it's just over the bridge. But yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like if you kind of live in South Melbourne, you don't really go into the city too often. It's kind of separated. I think that's kind of like how most suburbs are. People kind of stay in their own suburbs, but yeah, they have a South Melbourne market there, which is pretty cool, like a big market with food and like little craft shops and stuff. But yeah, there's their own little area over there. Here I'm just kind of riding towards Crown Casino and towards the skate park, but yeah, along the river again, and again, not too many people out today. I actually have never ridden this road where there's this little people, which is pretty cool. I guess I caught a good time today. Gotta watch out for that guy. Yeah, I think you're also not meant to go super fast on there. Always give way to pedestrians. And then here is a right hand turn where it's super hectic because there's so many tram lines on the ground. You just gotta make sure you have a fat enough tire or your wheel doesn't stick. I used to ride fixed gear to work as well, so got to be careful of those 23s. And then here, just riding towards Port Melbourne. Port Melbourne's kind of close to the beach, so once we get there, it'll be more kind of residential as well. It'll be less from the, I guess, all the business buildings and stuff like that. But this path again, I think I covered into the first vid I actually made of the Ride Talk series. There's a tram depot right there on the right, but this path basically takes you to a straight shot to the skate park. I'm going to take a little bit of a different route off the bike path. this time, just to show you guys some of the residential areas, which I think is pretty cool, pretty serene. Feels really like Melbourne. And I think one thing that people might not notice on this residential side, you get the kind of sea breeze and the sea air, and it actually smells a little bit different. It smells like way fresher, and it feels like you're almost in the coast a little bit, which is pretty cool because it's actually pretty close to the city. I think from Crown Casino, where I was riding to here, probably like I think 10 minutes or less, so real quick, but then you get a different type of feeling straight away. Like this area here feels, yeah, it could be like really, small kind of quaint town or something, or beach town, something like that. But yeah, that's the cool thing about Melbourne. I think you get all these little different pockets of spots quite close to each other, because I guess Melbourne's kind of a small city, but you have kind of like different vibes all over Melbourne, which you can reach by bike actually, like all within half an hour, 1 hour max, which is super cool, super accessible. But yeah, here we are, just pulling up to the skate park. I'm not going to do a skate park review. I just do a little bit of a ride around so you guys can see. If you want to see a skate park review or a better look, you can watch the first episode, or I'm sure there's Google reviews or whatever. But yeah, it's a pretty sick park. I've been going here a little bit lately, just because the stuff I like to skate is here, and usually no one's here, which I like as well. So yeah, it's usually pretty quiet here. You get a lot of people, I'd say, like walking through to the train on the sunny side of the park, but yeah, they do usually stop, or they move if you're skating a certain area, so it's not too bad. But yeah, here it is, just parked up, and this is the bike I'm running. Nothing really different on the bike, so I'm not going to do a bike check. And then yeah, just had a little sesh. Yeah, I don't know what it was about today. I was like slipping over everywhere, but yeah, it started to get a little bit windy, and yeah, I decided to call it. I was got a few slappy crooks which I was learning, which I'm stoked with. So yeah, all in all, pretty good day. Hope you guys liked the video. Let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it, and catch you next one. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying with Ride Talk today. I hope you have enjoyed your stay. Please wait until the seatbelt light has been turned off before you move to the aisle. Once again, thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your trip.